How you doing, guys? Welcome back. Gonna have a really quick look at Spell. It's been a number of days since I've checked in with this one, and essentially we've not really reviewed it because we were waiting to see what was going on with Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin has been stable since the news that inflation will not be jumping anywhere in the coming days, it does look like we've got some good support for Bitcoin. So sadly, sort of like the worst case situation has played out for Spell, and we have pretty much followed suit down to the lowest support line I had, which was 0055. We're currently sitting below it. We haven't gone far below it. If that makes sense. We did. Ooh, actually, no, we did actually wick down to 0048. So this move that we're looking at now, where we're breaking above, um, I don't think we're going to get into the cloud at this moment in time. So we'll realistically see over the next few hours a move up to 0059, probably a back test of this support zone at 5565, and then some sideways movement, and hopefully we'll leg up from there. But just to say, this window that we've got here between the two pretty much untested um, resistance zones, and the fact that the Ichimoku cloud is quite heavy within that zone, that's a lot of resistance to work with. So if we can't basically get into this small little area here over the next 3-4 hours and stay there with support above where are we 5585, then we might actually tail back lower and sort of cling to the cloud and move back to about 5.2 before we have a little retest up to this zone and hopefully move through a weak spot in the cloud. So if we don't manage to get up and move sideways in the cloud and break higher, essentially what we're looking for is a zone like this to be created circa over here, and then that will give us our weak spot to hopefully have a little crash through, start seeing some upward action from Spell. It's a great utility. I think it's a real shame that it's come down this low. I didn't actually foresee us falling below a penny, going back period of time. Kind of, where were we? Yeah, sort of like first couple of weeks of Jan, I did see us possibly coming back to a penny, but not having a 50% drop from there. So it's really unfortunate. I mean, Christ, I was holding this thing personally when we were sort of we were talking about getting back up to some interesting levels and moonshotting away. I even expected us to consolidate upwards, but we seem to have consolidated downwards, which sort of set the tone for what happened next. And then we had that last ditch attempt to get above 13.9 and just fell apart from there. So it's such a shame to see such a great utility just falling off the table like this and losing an epic amount of support. So as we've reached the low, hopefully this will be the all-time low and not to be repeated from here onwards and upwards. So what we're going to look for is a small bounce and find support into the cloud, and then a level of sideways action before we break higher. Or what could happen is we get rejected and we just consolidate around the cloud until we find a weak spot and then move higher. I'm going to mark the second one green because I do think that's more likely, just purely on the fact of what I've said, that there's literally three quite big elements of resistance here that could stop us moving upwards and onwards with speed. But you never know with crypto. If someone said to me 2 weeks ago we'd be sitting down at 0055, I'd have said no. But we are. So this is it. This is what I expect to see playing out. Worst case scenario, if Bitcoin was to have another big sell off, I can't see it happening. I can't see another Bitcoin correction. But if one was to play out, essentially what we'd see is a wick back to this 4.8 zone, and then we'd probably drop off the table, and where would we drop off the table to? Well, it's very dependent on how far Bitcoin corrects, but looking at 22% from the last one, realistically, from, just take this low, 22% would bring us to circa 4 cents. So if we were going to go, I see us coming back to about the 4 cent range. Untested areas, I have to say, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give you the honest predictions of what could happen, best, worst, and realistic case scenario. Alright, see you on the next one. Take care.